Have you ever faced a challenge while coding, only to hit a wall with mapping a JSON column in MySQL to a Java entity? It can be frustrating, right? If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into how to map a MySQL JSON column to a Java entity property using JPA and Hibernate. I understand how annoying it is when your code throws errors, especially when you're trying to implement something as straightforward as JSON mapping. You're definitely not alone in this struggle. Many developers encounter similar issues. Here's the specific situation we're looking at. One user recently asked, how do I map a MySQL JSON column to a Java entity property using JPA and Hibernate? They shared a snippet of their code, and it seems they are running into an error. Sound familiar? Let's dig into this together and find a solution. So, what could be causing this mapping issue? The problem often arises from how JPA and Hibernate handle JSON data types. We'll break it down step by step so you can understand what's going wrong and how to fix it. And don't go anywhere. I've got a crucial tip at the end that will help you avoid these mapping issues in the future. To map a MySQL JSON column to a Java entity property using JPA and Hibernate, the user should start by ensuring they have the correct dependencies in their project. Specifically, they need to include the Hibernate types library. Next, the user should modify their entity class to use the correct type for the JSON column. Instead of using JSON array, they can use a map or a custom class to represent the JSON structure. After updating the entity class, the user should ensure that their database schema is correctly set up. The JSON column in MySQL should be defined as JSON, which the user has already done. Finally, the user should test their application to confirm that the mapping works correctly. They can do this by saving and retrieving an entity with JSON data. Did you know? JSON stands for JavaScript Object Notation, and it's one of the most popular data interchange formats today. It's widely used because it's easy to read and write for humans and machines alike. Now, let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach shared by another user involves using Kotlin with JPA and Hibernate. They define a data class called product menu, which maps a JSON column to a hash map. This is done using a custom converter called JSON to map converter. The JSON to map converter class handles the conversion between the JSON string and the hash map. It uses Jackson's object mapper for serialization and deserialization, ensuring smooth data handling. Here's the crucial tip I promised. Always use a custom converter for JSON properties in JPA. This will save you from many headaches and mapping errors in the future. And there you have it. You should now be able to map your MySQL JSON column to a Java entity property successfully. Remember, proper setup and annotations are key. If you found this helpful, hit the subscribe button for more tips and don't miss our bonus tip on optimizing your JPA configurations.